So do you see people as an expense or as an investment? We're going to look at that today. It's a huge question, and it will define how you move forward with your hiring, with your firing, with your personnel development, and it will largely shape the culture of your business and will put you on very different trajectories with regard to long-term or short-term success. We want you to do things in a way that puts everything in your favor and put your business in a position to succeed in the best way possible. So we're going to take a deep dive on this today on the Daily Dance.
Welcome to the Daily Dance with your host, Brad Richardson.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is Tuesday, June 23rd, and I'm so glad that you're with us again. The Daily Dance is a place for almost daily encouragement. It's a place to get equipped for your business life and for your personal life, and for finding ways to make things better, controlling what we can control, and working around the things that we can't. So that is our game here. It's always good to see you here. A reminder that you can find us on various different platforms. We're on Rumble, we're on YouTube, we're on X, we're on LinkedIn, and we are on Locals as well. And so glad that you're here. So a big part of the Daily Dance is our Daily Dance. We do a Daily Dance as an encouragement. It's an encouragement to ourselves. Ideally, it's something that you do before you start your workday, before you leave the house. Do a little dance by yourself, or hey, get your workmates to dance too. But a little dance to the music in your head to get you going in a right direction for the day and to encourage yourself. It makes you feel silly a little bit, but that's partially the point. We don't want to take ourselves too seriously, but we do want to take what we're doing very seriously, because we believe that how we conduct ourselves, especially in the workplace, can make a huge difference in our families and communities and in our lives. So having said that, where you are, whether you're sitting, standing, or whether anyone else is there to dance with you, let's go ahead and do our daily dance. And there we go. Everybody danced up and ready to go? Good. So let's dive in today. And what are we looking at? We are looking at the fact that people are the best investment. People in the business are the best investment, the best place to put money. It's interesting to me that even when investing and coming to actual investing, I've found the best success and the best advice in looking at who you're investing in, leadership teams. And when you're investing in a company, more than even just looking at what they do and the markets they serve, that you're looking at the leadership team and the people involved. Are these people that you want to invest in? Are these people that you think would be a good investment? Are they of the character and the skills and abilities that they are individuals that you want put your money into? So that being the case there with, we'll say, regular investing, we need to learn more and more, I feel, to see the people in our businesses the same way. If we only look at what we pay to employees as an expense and an expenditure, and we do not look at it as an investment, then we are going to handle our hiring the wrong way, firing the wrong way. We're going to make bad decisions because we are going to look at those individuals just as a commodity, uh, uh, just to be purchased and used, and not to be invested in something that's going to make us money as we go. And your good employees are going to make you money. They are going to prosper your business. They're going to be a benefit to you in the bottom line and in your culture, and in so many other ways. So we need to pivot then. And some companies are doing this, some aren't, some are doing it better than others. But I want to encourage everyone that we need to see people as this investment. And when you do that, you're going to change the lens through which you view your personnel. So the first thing that you want to do, though, first thing you need to do is then in the hiring process, what you're looking for is good investments. You're not looking for someone to use, someone to just fill a role. You're looking for someone that's a good investment. You're going to be investing a good amount of money and time into this individual. You want to find someone who is a good investment. And just like with investing in any other business, this means you're going to be looking not just for immediate returns. You're not going to be looking just for what you can get right out of them. You are looking at long term, at least medium to long term with someone. You can see someone, and that leads you to your talent hires, right? Where you hire someone who's very intelligent or very gifted, but maybe they don't have the experience or skill at present, at hiring time, that you would want them to have, but you can see the character and the ability and all these other things that would make them a very good hire with a little training and with a little time. That person is, we call that a good investment. And so then you start to look more and more for those type of individuals. And while this happens sometimes, imagine if as an organization, this was the mindset that we always had when hiring and bringing people on board, that we weren't just bringing whoever we can find right now, that we were bringing on board this person that would be a good investment. And you're looking to pour into them. You're not just looking what you can get out of them. Obviously, you're hiring them because of what you think you can get out of them, but you're also making a commitment then to put into them. That's the difference with an investment, right? You can identify the best company in the world and say, oh, they're run great. They've got a good leadership team, all those things. But if you don't put money into their stock, if you don't invest into that company, you're not going to get anything back out of it. You can pat yourself on the back for being right and having called it and seen that company was a good company. But if you didn't put money into them, you're not going to get anything back out of them. So it's the same thing with personnel. So find the people that you will feel very good about investing in and putting your resources into, whether it's in training or compensation or whatever it is, that you are viewing this with, is this someone that I trust? Is this someone that I feel good about investing in, that I see that with the proper investment, we are going to get much more back from that investment. That's a good investment. So you want to identify those people, and those are the ones that you want to bring on board. And the reason you want to do that is because once you have those good people on board, you want to overpay a little, at least slightly. You want to slightly overpay good people. And this is a nugget I pulled from an old leadership book. And so I imagine it's a principle that's been around for a while, but I think it's hard to apply in today's environment. But when you have good people, when you've brought them on board, then overpay them slightly, pay them above what you know you could get them for, because a good employee, a smart employee, will know what they're worth, and they will know if you are overpaying them, underpaying. And if you're overpaying, if you're making that effort to take care of them and show them, yes, we want to make sure there's no question we're paying you, properly within your value, your good employee will reward you. They will rise to the challenge of that. They will rise to that expectation. They will return that respect. in the way that they perform. And if you want people who take ownership of what they're doing and they do a good job beyond just having to put in the bare minimum, this is how you get it out of them. Now, I know you could ask, like, well, we overpay them, but then they don't perform. They're not working out. Well, then you have more training to do. You have more steps you can take, and in the end, it may not work out, and you may need to let some people go. Not everyone is going to be able to thrive in an environment like this. You have people that just aren't up to the task, or they aren't of the character to thrive in a high trust environment. But you create a high trust environment by extending these things, by taking care of your people. And then, yes, sometimes you're going to have to let go of people who aren't stepping into that, aren't buying into that, and aren't returning the investment. They aren't giving back. And so, sometimes we call it wrong. It's never 100%. But overpaying your people, since you're looking to bring on board good people that are worth investing in, overpaying them is going to be a good investment. If they're a good investment, what do we do with good investments? We want to put as much into those investments as possible, because we're going to get that back out. So we try to put as much into something that's considered a good investment as possible, right? So this is very, very important to do. It's a very important mindset to have. And then having those good people, paying them accordingly, making sure they're taken care of on the compensation end. It can't stop there, though. Then we need to make sure that we're doing the regular training, that we're investing with time and resources, tools to do their jobs. And with all of this, if you're concerned about, well, but all the extra money we're going to spend, you don't really have to spend a lot more. You just want to make sure that you're overpaying them at least a little above. So there's a surety there that, yes, you're paying them what they're worth. With the training, you want to make sure you're giving them plenty of training, that there's no doubt and there's no question. No one feels like I haven't been shown enough. I haven't been trained enough. I haven't been taught enough. And also that they've got the tools that they need. It's not a question of, you're asking them to do their work with one hand tied behind their back. And I understand that because leadership is hard and ownership is hard, that we do want self-starters on board who will take initiative in some of these things when it comes to training, and can train themselves up and can find the answers on their own. And there doesn't have to be a lot of hand holding. Understand that. And you'll have some of those. But I find it healthy from a leadership and culture and business perspective to always be doing everything you can, right? There are limits, but you do everything you can to make sure everyone is trained up the best way possible and has what they need. And that there's just a clarity and an honest effort from an organization towards people to see them trained up and see them prepared and to see them invested in. And that's what we're talking about. It's that mentality of you don't begrudge having to pay or train or invest in your people. It's an attitude of, no, I want to. Now, depending where your business is at in its growth and size and whatever the economic climate is, yes, there are going to be times where you can that you'll be able to do more, sometimes less at others. There'll be limits. But if you do this transparently, and if there is that honest effort to do right by your people in all of these areas, and that's consistent, it's consistently there, that it's not just a one-time thing and forgotten, but it's how you do business, people pick up on that. And that's how you develop a good high trust culture within a business, when you hire good people and then they see that you're doing everything you can to take care of them, to train them up, to invest in them. That's that social contract that we have with each other. And your good employees will see that, they'll understand that, and then they will return that with loyalty, with work, with commitment, because they'll feel safe. And there's more to that when you get into culture, of course, being heard, all those things, which I agree with 100%. But for this is even, I think, more foundational than that, of people just understand there's this contract here that your business is going to do all they can to invest in, take care of, provide a good environment for its employees, and then good employees will reward that with working harder, being committed, and it produces just a good vibe. It produces a good atmosphere at work, even if it's hard and even if it's busy. Now you have this high trust environment where everybody knows that we're looking out for each other. And so we can put so many things that can be concerns in our minds. We can put those on the back burner and we can just focus on the work and we can focus on each other. And it's much healthier and much better. But it all starts with seeing people as an investment rather than an expense, seeing employees as an investment rather than a cost. Okay? And if we can do that, then you'll be well on your way to all these other things. You identify who is a good investment, you overpay them, and you train them up. Pretty straightforward, but it takes a commitment. It takes an internal commitment and conviction beyond just, oh, this is a good idea, I'm going to get something out of it. You have to have a firm conviction that there is some kind of responsibility on you to train your people up, to take care of them that way. And if you can develop that conviction, everything else will follow. You have to have a little faith, but it will follow. So identify people that are good investments, overpay them, train them up, away you go. And so then where does that leave us for homework? What's our homework today then from that? If we're looking to change our perspective on personnel and personnel costs, instead of that, we're looking at our personnel investments, right? If we want to do that, it's just exactly that. I couldn't think of anything clever to apply other than on a daily basis to have this in view, and maybe write yourself a reminder that when you're looking at the people who report to you, who you hire, I mean, and this, if you're a business owner or a manager, whoever it is, you're managing a budget, you're managing personnel, stop viewing the people that report to you as a cost. Stop, if you find yourself starting to stress and overspending on personnel and all of this, force yourself to just stop and look and realize this is an investment. We need to invest everything that we can in our people. Now, are we not getting enough out of that investment? Is that what we're feeling? Okay, that's a discussion to have, because then you're looking at, there's other things that can come up from that. Do we have the right people? Do we have our people in the right roles? And have we trained them up? No, have we fulfilled the training part of our commitment and given them the environment to succeed in and be as honest about those things as possible? But don't allow yourself to look at them as a cost, because that's easy enough to do. And in a sense, there are loads of things in our businesses that are a cost, but we're talking mindset. We want to look and identify different areas where we can invest and get a good return on our investment. And I think everybody understands that. So the more that we can look at our people that way, and there's other areas too in our business that this can apply to, but especially with our people, look at them as an investment and look at your good people as a good investment, so that you want to give them more. And they shouldn't, and especially your best people, should not have to be coming to you to ask for a raise, as something is probably broken there. And yes, I know you'll have other people who think they deserve a raise who don't, and that can happen a lot. But be very honest as you can be, by identifying those people who are your top players and making sure that they're compensated properly. Because if you have your best people coming and looking for additional compensation, you might have a problem. You might not have been looking out for them properly. And if you can say, well, it's just a downtime, we haven't had the resources, be transparent enough so that your top performers especially, but everybody understands that, and don't just use that as an excuse either for not paying them more. That's got to be real. It's like when times are good, don't don't try to pull the wool over anybody's eyes and say, oh, we just don't have the resources right now. If you do, that needs to be real. And if you save that, and if you're honest with them, and you only use that when it's legitimate, it'll carry weight. And again, you're good employees. If we're hiring well, those good employees will understand that, and we'll be ready to chip in, and that will be okay. But don't just string people along with that. Be honest, be real. But back to the main thought. Stop viewing them as a cost. They are your best investment. They are what you build your business with. The people that are there, they're your business. They are the business. They are the ones that are going to build everything up for you. So view them that way, invest in them that way, give to them, and the good ones will return back to you multiple times what you've invested, and you'll be successful. And you know what? You'll sleep better at night. you'll feel good about that. That's a way of running things where you can always look at yourself in the mirror and be okay with yourself. So do that. Be generous in that way. It will come back to you in a positive manner. Maybe not right away, maybe a delayed gratification, but it will come back. I promise you that. So that's all I've got for today. Thanks again for joining us. Just remember, people are the best investment. People are the best investment always. Look us up on YouTube, on Rumble, on X, and on LinkedIn. I would love it the more and more people that can get hooked up with us on Locals. And if we could develop a community there for encouragement and information exchange, that would be great. That would be a wonderful thing if we could do that with the Daily Dance and see more of a real community build up around what we're trying to do here. Because as we live these principles out, we can change things in our business, in our families, and in our communities. It really makes a difference. A little bit at a time, we can change things in our world for the better. So thanks again for tuning in. It's always a privilege and a pleasure. And until next time, just remember,